Okay, but if you're ready to go, we're going to go. So we are moving everywhere. I've got my yellow knees, leggings, just see if, morning. Okay, Anna, I'll sort that out at the end. Don't know how that happened, obviously 2 people. Okay, so we're going to start standing up, feet wide, so go to kind of where you go to for wide and then go a little bit further, just so that you're slightly out of your comfort zone. It doesn't need to be uncomfortable, just trying to get out of your, habitual things that we all kind of move in the same way all the time. And then put your hands on your hips. Give your shoulders a lift, get them right up towards your ears, and then drop them, sink them right down. So we're going to do that again, but this time as we sink your shoulders right down, we're going to ramp our head backwards. So I'll show you, shoulders go right up, and then as your shoulders come down, you want your chin to tuck in and the back of your head to lift behind you. So not only are you trying to get a long neck by your shoulders going down, you're trying to get a long neck by lifting the back of your head, the base of your skull, which is a movement backwards of your skull and a tuck in of your chin. Okay, we'll do that one more time. So we'll lift right up, shoulders squeeze right up towards your ears. Take a big breath in here, and then let your shoulders drop, chin tucks, back of your head lifts right up. Lovely, and then we're going to keep our ribs still, and we're just going to twist our pelvis. So whatever twisting you get, ribs don't have to be rigidly still. But we're just going to take one hip bone forward and back, and then we're going to try and settle them so that each hip bone is there, that your hip bones are in line with your heels. So that might be you naturally, or you might need to pull one hip back or take it forward. And then we're going to pelvic tilt. So we're tucking and untucking your pelvis. You can't see what I'm doing like that. So I'm doing that, sticking my tailbone out behind me and then taking it between my legs. When you tuck your pelvis, your knees may bend. Try and just do whatever you can without your knees bending, and then that's just the limit of your posterior pelvic tilt. For now, which we hope to increase if you have to bend your knees. Okay, let's stay so that now your pubic bone is in line with your hip bones, in theory, as best as you can. And take your hips forward and back now. So that's a movement of that whole flat pelvis, which is even left to right, forward and back, and even in tilt. And now we're swaying forward and back. Just be a small movement. And we're going to keep your pelvis back as far as it goes back without your back shape changing, without the pelvic tilt changing, and without your feet lifting up. And that'll be your neutral, which, some neutrals can improve, but that's how it is right now. So let's settle there and then lift your arms up, reach your hands right away from each other. Lift your shoulders again, bring them right down. And then we're going to put your hands as if they're going to go behind your head, but we're not touching our head. We're just bending our elbows so our fingertips are just by the side of our head. Then take your arms out, turn your palms down, and then bring the backs of your hands to your back. So you kind of look like a marionette. And we're trying to keep our arms still here, but I'm sure mine are probably moving. I mean that your elbows at the same height. So you twist, backs of your hands to your back, straighten, twist, fronts of your hands to the back of your head. So all of this we want to do without your neck shape changing, or your pelvis shape changing, or without your ribs lifting. Kind of like that kind of craft work type. Right, let's just do one more move. We're going to end up with our backs of our hands on the back of our head, and we're going to touch the back of our head now. And then we'll side bend one way. So you go all the way over one way. Keep your body trapped between 2 walls. So top shoulder needs to push out. Take a big breath. And then we'll side bend the other way. Hips down is still here. Big breath here. We're going to go over again. This time we're going to hold this side bend and then do a little twist downwards towards the floor. So your back shoulder goes back slightly, front shoulder goes forward slightly. And this is a nerve stretch. So if it feels painful, just slacken off. Take a big breath. And then as you exhale, we come up, straighten up, bring your elbow down to the other side. Hold it in the side bend first. Do that little tip forward of your top elbow, little move back of your bottom elbow. And then come back up again. So everything can move now except your feet. We're going to twist as far as you can one way. So you're trying to look behind you. Keep your elbows out wide. Twist as much as you can. And then when you're next exhaling, let's twist round the other way. So only say exhale, so you just don't hold your breath. You can be inhaling. So twist as far as you can the other way. And now let's turn back. We're going to tuck your chin. We're going to roll down, legs staying straight. Take your chest down as low as you can towards your thighs. And hang here. Hands still on the back of your head, elbows still wide. Give your toes a wiggle and then put them on the floor so that you know that they are, your pelvis is in a position where your toes aren't gripping. And then take your left elbow towards your right knee. You'll feel a stretch here, mostly down the back of your right leg. Okay, breathe here. And then let's take your right elbow towards your left knee. And breathe here. And then chest to center. And we're going to roll up. Okay, so then drop your arms, reach your hands out in front of you. Take a breath in here, breathe out, and we're going to sit right back with your hips. Like there's a seat right back there and you're trying to get your bottom onto it. And then breathe in, come up. Breathe out, sit back. Breathe in, come up. Your knees will bend as you sit back. Breathe in, coming up. So we're trying to keep our back flat here. And in the same way that some people will tuck right under as they go back, so they're rounding their back, you also don't want to do what some people pleasantly call a butt wink, which is where your bottom sticks right up in the air and your low back really dips. So just work on pushing your hips right back behind you. Breathe in to come up. It's not my word, not my phrase. Sit right back and up. We're just going to do a couple more. Don't worry about how low you go or how far back you go, but you're going to your maximum. And then let's come up. Just drop your shoulders. Give your shoulders a shrug. And then I'm going to turn this leg out so that the toes are pointing directly away and my feet are now perpendicular. Hands back on your hips. We're going to bend and straighten this turned out leg. The knee tracking over the foot. Push through the heel to go down, push through the heel to go up. So we want to feel the back of the leg, wake up and switch on, connect to the glute. There is work in the quad, but it should be way more in the back of the leg. Okay, next time this leg is straight, hold it straight. So knee not bent. We're going to bend the other knee and then pull the floor back with the foot on the floor. So you're just trying to, if you're on a rug, you're trying to make a ruck in the rug by pulling it towards you. Don't let the knee bend. And you'll feel a big stretch there in the inner thigh. You're sitting your hips back behind you, feeling that stretch. Toes are down on the floor. Okay, let's come up. Let's bend this front knee again. That's now the front. And then turn the back heel up towards the ceiling. So toe heel are in line here. We're going to push your back heel hard down towards the floor. So we're imagining that back leg is straight, though it's unlikely to be rigid straight. And then we're going to try and bring our pelvis into neutral. So you're bringing your pubic bone forward, hip bones back, which will try and bend the knee and lift the heel up. So we push the heel down, we tuck with our pelvis, we push the heel down, they're fighting each other. And then drop your ribs down. We're going to take the arm of the front leg up towards the ceiling, and the arm of your back leg is going to reach forward with the palm up. So we're reaching up and we're reaching forward, ribs are dropped down, we're pushing our heel back and we're pushing into the front heel. Quite a lot going on. So you can just hold this stretch, but we are also going to move. I'm going to turn so I'm facing this way, just so it makes more sense. So if you can move, do. You might need to hold on to something, but if you can balance, then that's the aim. Where we're going to reach up to the ceiling with the hand going up, and then we're going to tip into a side bend. Keep the other hand reaching forward. Take a big breath, come up. We'll do that 2 more times. We're reaching right up and over. You should feel your whole body move with this. 1 more time. Reach up, reach over. Okay, now let's stay reaching up to the ceiling, and this arm going in front is going to reach forward, and then it's going to go as far as it can go behind you. So you're turning away from your front knee. Keep the other hand reaching up to the ceiling. We're going to bring that in. Check the back heel pushing down. You're pushing into the front heel. Everything's working. Lots of things are stretching. Okay, 1 more. It's okay if you're feeling a bit unbalanced. It's a pretty difficult position. Okay, let's bring that arm in. Good. Drop your arms, straighten that leg and turn your feet so they face forward again. So we were looking for one hip to really switch on and the other inner thigh to really stretch, back leg. Okay, hands on your hips, legs straight. Shift your hips from side to side. So just get the memory of that out of our body because we're going to do the other side. So now make sure your feet are facing forward, or at least the back foot is, and we're going to turn the other foot so it faces away. So now this is the front leg. So drop your ribs down. We'll start to bend the knee. The knee needs to track over officially the second toe. And the knee should cover the foot. If there's any wobbling because you've fractured the ankle, have had a knee injury or something like that, your movements are less so that that knee has a smooth movement over the foot. It's also a bit of good rehab for this hip. Okay, we're going to straighten this leg now. So that's straight. And now we're going to bend the other one and sit your hips right back. Pull your floor in with that foot. So you feel a stretch. When you feel it, you can go like a mini bit more, but it's not supposed to be a massive strain. So everything's just within your comfort zone and then maybe a tiny nudge out of it, but not like wildly feeling like, you know, muscles are really overstretching, because they'll just ping straight back again, just as a kind of protection for themselves. Okay, so that should really be now setting in now. Might feel a bit different to the other side. This is tighter on me, definitely. Okay, now I'm going to turn the back heel up. You can change here your stride length. You might feel it's a bit too long. It doesn't really matter. This is a massive exaggeration of a walk anyway, and we don't walk with our legs this far apart. That back heel needs to turn out and push down towards the floor. This front knee is going to bend over that foot. We're going to take the arm of the bent leg up towards the ceiling. The arm of the back leg is going to reach forward, palm up. The palm up is just a little extra thing, but let's do extras. So you're reaching forward with that hand. You're reaching up with that hand. You're pushing back with your back heel. You're pushing the front foot hard into the floor. Try not to have gripping toes for that. So that whole footprint pushing down, there should be lots of weight on the heel. Feels like more than the rest, just because it's a larger bone and it's one point of the three, the main point of the three. Okay, so keeping all of that, we're going to side bend. So I'll turn around. You keep all the reaches and you go over. Take a breath, come up, reach and go over. And back up again. Don't forget that back heel. Push it back behind you. Should have 2 points of that back foot connected to the floor. So knuckle of the big toe, knuckle of the little toe. Keep that reach. This front arm's going to reach forward and it's going to go as far back as you can. You're turning away from your front leg. Keep that push. Take a breath. Bring that arm in. And again, we're opening out. Take a breath, bring it in. Last one. Keep reaching up towards the ceiling. And we bring that back in. Good. Hands back on your hips. Now let's turn our feet and step your feet in so that they're more like hip width apart. Good. Bend your knees, put your hands on your lap, and we're going to pelvic tilt. So those stretches are a huge exaggeration of the gait cycle, or one part of the gait cycle. You may not have felt the same stretching on each side. So different bits of each stride that you take, left foot forward or right foot forward, will probably need different, will have different bits missing. So then, and you can feel that in that stretch. It's complicated, but it's worth it. All that faffing around with arms going in different directions. Okay, let's keep going with these tilts. See if you can take your hands just off your knees. If you need them, put them down, but otherwise we're trying to not bear any weight in our arms. And next time you're in a cat, so tailbone tucked under, stay like that, tuck your chin, hands on your knees or arms dropping down in front of you. And then we're going to roll up from here. And when we're up standing, you're going to need lots of space in front of you. We're going to go into a downward dog and walk forward. So you can walk backwards to make space. Reach both arms up, right up in the air. And we're going to do a little baby back bend so that it's more of a reach than anything else. You try and touch the ceiling, reaching right up. And that happens to extend your spine, which is a reach backwards of your hands and your hips being slightly forward. But that's only happened because you're reaching up. Make sure each hand is reaching up equally. So reach up with your right and then reach up with your left. You might feel that there's actually a slacker side. Take a big breath and then bring your hands down to your thighs. Tuck your chin. We're going to roll down. So we go into a flexion, legs straight. Here you're hanging upper body over your legs. So it's legs straight first of all. And now let's bend both knees so your fingertips find the floor. We're going to keep the front 2 points of each foot down. So your heels need to feel like they're a bit turned out here for your feet to be parallel. So those front 2 points stay. And we're going to walk our hands forward. So we're now in a kind of downward dog position. Press your chest towards your thighs. I'm wearing the wrong top for this. I'm going to disappear into it. Heels pressing down towards the floor. Bend your knees so you get more of a stretch in your upper back. You'll feel as you stretch your legs out straight, you can't move your back as much. Bend your knees and you can, because it's all connected to that same posterior chain. And if it's all tight, bits can't move, put a bit of slack in and other bits can move. Okay, take a big breath here. And then as you breathe out, we're going to come forward into a full plank. You might need to change where your hands and knees are. There's an option to put your knees down, so you're in half plank. Notice when I put my knees down, my bum doesn't stick up in the air, so it's wherever it was, in full plank, knees come down. Okay, lift your knees off, take a big breath. Breathe out, push back into a downward dog, bend your knees. We're going to breathe in here. Breathe out, come forward into plank. Breathe in here. Breathe out, back up into a downward dog. Or knees can stay down if you want. Take a breath in here. Breathe out, push back. Almost like you're in active child's pose. Breathe in here. Breathe out, back to your shoulders being over your wrists. Push into your hands so your ribs lift right off the floor. So keep your rib cage lifted. Keep your shoulders strong. Keep your ribs up, and that will look after your core. If you can manage more, then you're going to go into a three-legged dog, one leg lifts. Take a breath, breathe out into a three-legged plank. Keep those ribs lifted. Breathe out, back into three-legged dog. Change legs. Breathing out to move. Breathe in, hold. Breathe out, move. We're going to do one more of each sort of the three-legged dogs, but you can, if you want, just go into the child's pose and do that version. Everyone has a limit. It's good to know yours. Okay, last one of the three legs. Okay, and then we'll bring our knees down and we're going to curl up in a ball. That's quite a hectic beginning. Oh, we are 20 minutes in, already doing hard stuff. Okay, let's come up into a high kneeling position. You can cushion your knees if you need to. We're going to take our knees wide and keep our feet close. They don't need to touch, but you want a turning out then in. So hips go out to knees, go into feet. Toes tucked under of your feet behind you. That does put a lot more pressure on your kneecap. So that's allowing for your knees. Hands go on your hips. And we're going to drop our ribs down. We're going to pelvic tilt here. You'll find you've got more slack in your pelvis because your knees are bent. We're going to use this pelvic tilting now and move our hips forward and backwards. So we're going to go into a tuck, as in posterior pelvic tilt, pubic bone forward, hip bones back. Take a breath in. Breathe out, untuck, tailbone sticks out behind you, pubic bone rolls back, and take your bottom back towards your heels. So we're going to come forward, you do a thrust. Take a breath, breathe out, and go back. This is an anterior pelvic tilt, trying to show the shape of my back here. And then posterior pelvic tilt as you come forward. So it's literally thrusting. So we come forward, push, back, sticking out. Ribs always stay down. So your ribs are down here, your ribs are down here. It's not this, you keep your ribs tucked. They'll feel like they're lifting, but it's a movement of your pelvis. Now have a feel of what it feels like on each hip. Is there one hip that's stretching more? And is there one glute that's using more, that's working more? Try to work that hip bone or the side that you feel less so that you really push it forward so you get more action out of that side. It may be that you have a leader hip, a leader glute. So last one. And now we're going to stay in that hip thrust position, pushing forward. Reach back with your right hand to your right heel. Lift your left arm right up to the ceiling. Push both hip bones forward. Look up at your top hand. Reach up, try and touch the ceiling. Take a big breath in here. Sit back onto your heels. Coming on up into that hip thrust forward. Left hand to left heel, right arm up. Reach up, push both hip bones forward equally. Look up at that top hand, take a big breath in. And you can take more than one breath, but that breath needs to go into your side ribs so it contributes to the stretch deep down in your abdomen. Okay, and then bring your hips back, and we're going to bring your knees in, and you can sit off your toes if they're feeling a bit sore. It's a good sore, that. And we're going to move to lying on our front. So I'm going to roll a towel and put it underneath my bottom rib. I tend to have quite an arched lower back, so it's needed so that I know I can keep my ribs down lying on my front. If you're very rounded in your low back, you may not need one, but it actually depends also on your rib cage width. So go for one if you're not sure. So we're going to lie on our front, and the towel is rolled underneath your bottom rib, and your forehead is on your floor. And your chin is tucked in, so you've got plenty of space for breathing. And we're going to take our arms down to our sides. We're going to do a variation of the dart. Dart is a thoracic spine extension. Our upper backs are supposed to be curved over. We're not supposed to have straight backs. We're supposed to have a dip in our low back, not huge, and a curve in our upper back, actually quite big. So, but it's good to go into extension purposefully with our spines rather than our shoulder blades. So that's what the dart's about. Turn your palms towards your thighs. So your palms are facing your thighs. Reach your fingertips down to your heels. That will immediately make you extend. You'll feel when you do that reach, your forehead might get a little bit lighter, or you might feel like your chest does a weeny bit of a lift. Just keep that reaching, and you can keep doing this. You don't actually have to do any more than this if it feels uncomfortable. But we're going to keep reaching, and lift our arms as high as they can go and keep them reaching away from our shoulders. And you should lever your chest away from the floor with that. You're shooting the crown of your head right away from you, chin tucked right in. So we now might be favoring one side more than the other, because that's what people do. So just have a look at that. We're going to reach one hand down your thigh. So you're going into a little bit of a side bend. Keep both hands reaching down your thighs. Keep both hands reaching up. So that you're reaching for a point above your feet. And then come back into line, lower your head down. Okay, relax your shoulders, relax your legs. See if you can do the whole thing without your legs twitching on. Turn your palms to your thighs, reach down past your hips, reach both arms up. Get that hover of your head off the floor. It doesn't need to be big. You're not lifting it. It's the stretch of your arms that gives you that extension. You also feel like someone's cupping under your ears and pulling your head away. Or you have a string attached to the crown of your head and it's pulling the crown of your head away. And now we're going to do that banking over to the other side. So you're going to reach one hand, the other hand this time. So you go into the other side bend. Hold it there. Keep reaching both hands away. Keep reaching both arms up. Breathe here. And now let's turn back. And then bring your head down. Good. So we're going to do one more. You might not feel that your low back has another one in it. Sorry, that was my phone talking the time. Oh my goodness. Okay, so now we'll do one more. Palms turned towards your thighs, reaching them away, reaching up. Shoot your hands hard down away from your shoulders. Get that stretch, and you might feel just a little bit more even. Sorry about the shouting clock. And then bring your head down. Hands go underneath your shoulders. Let's push back, bring your knees in, and we're going to go into an all fours position. We're going to do a Pilates press ups. We're going to do them with circles. We're going to draw circles with our head. So I'm just bringing my elbows up so you can see my elbow pits. We're going to go into all fours, hands in front of you, hands underneath your shoulders or slightly forward of your shoulders. Let's tuck and untuck your tailbone. And then you go into neutral. So if you're very dipped in your low back, you'll need to lift up a bit. If you're very rounded in your low back, you'll need to lower down a bit. You want a small dip, like thinking when you're lying on the floor, you can just get your fingertips in. It's the same. It's a fingertip, fingers width dip. Shoulders draw down away from your ears and your chin needs to tuck right in with the back of your head backed up behind you. Then turn your elbows to face your thighs. So you're going to rotate your elbows from sticking out sideways to pointing towards your thighs without your hands coming off the floor. So you keep your fingers spread and then your elbow pits should face forward. I should have marked mine. Keeping all of those things, as many of them as you can, we're also going to breathe. And on your next exhale, we're going to bend both elbows down towards the floor, keeping them tucked right in, keeping your elbow pits facing forward. When you're down, check that your back shape is the same, and then slide your head along the floor, keeping your elbows tucked in. Lift up. It's not along the floor, it's parallel to the floor. Sorry, then lift up and take your hips back. Bend, go forward, press up. Slide back, bend, go forward, come up, go back. So keep going and I'll just go through the cues again. Try and keep your ribs lifted. That's really important that your bottom rib is tucked in. Try and keep your chin tucked in. So all of this movement comes from your arms and shoulders and upper back, not from the muscles of your neck. When you slide forward, drive your elbows right in towards your side. They should be stopping you from moving forward. They get in the way. So keep them tucked right in so they're in the way. And try and do, let's say, 3 more of those. They're not circles, are they? They're squares. Keep them nice and slow. Try and go as far forward as you can. That's when you're putting all your weight onto your triceps and they will know about it. Also try and be equal on both arms. So if you feel that one hand is doing all the work, then one shoulder is doing all the work, and you'll be feeling quite lopsided, like even your waist muscles will be doing different work. Okay, we're going to end up in a hover. So next time you're in the point where your elbows go down towards the floor, hold them there, they're just off the floor. They're tucked right in. Your chin is tucked in, your shoulders are down, your ribs are lifted. Then slide forward to the point where your elbows are getting in your way. They're right tucked in towards your chest. Hold it there. One more breath. And then let's bring your knees in and put your hands down by your feet and roll up. So not only are they triceps, but it's a big exercise for the upper spine, just like that dark one. Good. Give your shoulders a roll, and we're going to stretch after that one. So let's come back into all fours and bring both elbows down to the floor. Take your palms away from each other so your arms are parallel, and drop your shoulders down so they aren't scrunched up towards your ears. Then take a step back with one knee and a step back with the other knee. Drop your head and see if you can slide your bottom even further back. Keep your hands wide, don't let them come nearer than your elbows. And now let's come forward and we're going to turn your palms up and try and attach each fingernail and your thumbnails, if you can, to the floor. Drop your head and slide your bottom back. Keep your shoulders away from your... Breathe here. And then as we sit into this stretch, you're going to take your hips over to one side. So they go right or left. So you're more on one knee than the other. And then hips over to the other side. Okay, let's come forward and let's go onto our sides. Oh, it's going to be quite shouldery. Already feeling it. So elbow underneath your shoulder, knees bent, but take your knees back. So they're not right up in front of you. They're trying to get in line with your body, but they'll still be a little bit forward. And take your bottom hip back so that your hips are stacked, hip bones on top of each other, pelvis sideways. Lift out of the shoulder on the floor. If this shoulder or elbow can't take it, then lie out over the bottom arm and you just do the whole thing with leg lifts. We're going to stretch the top leg out. The leg should be in line with your body or slightly forward of your body. We're going to take your top arm up towards the ceiling and reach it up. And you'll see my shape change as I do that. So I'm going from here and then I reach up and then I've got length between my shoulders and my ribs get lifted off away from the floor. So you can stay here. You're going to feel quite switched on. It's all a bit, activated around the middle. We're going to lift the leg to the top point, slightly push the heel away. It doesn't need to be vigorous, but we're just trying to get the back of the leg to know it should be working. And then we're going to do little pulses up there. And we breathe. If you're happy like this, and you could be happier, then you lift your hips up. Still reaching up towards the ceiling. We're in a half side plank. Leg lifts to the highest point and pulses at that point. That point will be higher now. If you could even manage more, then you straighten out your bottom leg, lift off the side of it, and we're going up like this. You could even be on your bottom hand. So you could be in full. So whichever position you choose, your leg is up and we're just nudging it into that top point. So you could also be like this, just not in plank at all. Everyone's going to be feeling it in that top hip. Keep that leg shooting right out away from you and keep nudging that top point. Have a look down at your foot. If it's really turned up, turn the foot down so that the foot is parallel to the floor. Okay. So I can feel that already, but I did quite a lot of running yesterday. Okay, we're going to bring our hips down. Bend your top knee, bring your knees forward and give that hip a rub. So we're going to do a shoulder stretch, which also stretches the pecs. So you bend your bottom arm underneath you, curl your arm in, reach your top arm forward and reach it right away from you. If you want to put your towel under your head, you can as well. And you can not be on this bottom arm if this isn't comfortable. Then start to lift the arm, but still reaching away. Reach it. And when it reaches up to the ceiling, hold it there, reaching. And then turn your palm. So you're turning, first of all, your thumb moves towards you. And then it's pointing behind you. So your palm is facing, if you bent your elbow, your arm would bend in towards your head. Reach it right up. And then start to take your arm back, your thumb heading downwards. Don't let your head lift. Don't let your knees slide. And you take that arm as far as you can behind you, keeping everything else stuck. And when it's reached its limit, keep it reaching away. We're going to draw an arc there. So you're bringing your arm slightly down, well, quite a lot down towards your body, and then up overhead, but you're always keeping it in that pec stretch. So there are 3 pecs, 2 parts of pec major and 1 part of pec minor. And we're just going to try and get into all of them here. Keep your ribs tucked in because your pec's attached to your ribs, so that the hoik of your ribs just shortens your pec. So we want to keep your ribs down so that it's stretching. So, you know, it might be that your arm is nowhere near the floor, like mine, not anywhere near the floor. And you also may not be doing a smooth arc because as you target different pecs, they might have different tightness. If there's a really sore bit, just hang in that point. Oh, lovely. Right, let's bring that arm in. Let's roll over onto our back. We're going to need our towel here. So we're going to put it underneath our head in a position that drops your chin down onto your chest. Bring your heels right up so your heels are underneath your knees. Settle your ribs down onto the floor. If they can't go down onto the floor, you need more under your head. You could even prop your shoulders up to help your ribs go down. Yeah, good, that's what I thought we were doing. Okay, let's take your right leg up into a tabletop position. And if you want to add more here, then you can take your arms up to the ceiling, dropping your shoulders down. Actually, if you're struggling to keep your ribs up, down, then lifting your arms up like this actually helps to keep your ribs depressed. So then we're going to circle this lifted knee on the ceiling. So like we've got circles going out from the end of your thigh. And we breathe here, breathing into your side ribs to help your core keep your pelvis still as that leg moves. And then let's go round the other way. So you don't need to do many of these, like 10 circles is massive, and you can feel loads working. Generally after that, it does seem to go a bit wrong, like things, you just start becoming mindless of stuff. So we're best to get a few good ones in, and then let's change legs. So let's put that right leg down, take a breath in, breathe out, left leg comes up. Settle your spine as you want to keep it. So bottom rib is down. There should be a gap under your low back. And drop, shoulders are away from your ears. And then we're circling and breathing. And any movement you feel in the other hip, we're trying to take care of with our breath, so it activates our core. And then let's go around the other way. So you should not be able to pinpoint what muscle's working here. You might feel it a lot in your thigh, but we want that to be less in your thigh than unpinpointable. Okay, so now we're going to leave that leg as it is. Take another breath in. And as you breathe out, lift your right leg up into a tabletop position. We're going to stick our legs together and stick our feet together. So if you feel that your back is just arching off the floor here, there's 2 things you can do. 3 things actually. You can either put your hands underneath your sit bones so that your low back is down on the floor, which isn't great because your core can't work properly in that spine position. or you can also use your towel underneath your sit bones to help you put into that arch, that curve. You can also bring your knees close into your chest. Again, that brings your low back down, so not ideal. But you can also just go back to a single leg circles, and then you keep your back shape, which actually is way better. So if you're doing single leg circles, think about doing maybe 8 on each leg. Both legs up in the air. If you can, you're going to take both arms up to the ceiling. It does help keep your ribs down, but you might need your hands for underneath your pelvis. And then we're going to do double leg circles. Your low back should never, the space under your low back should never be more than that finger lift off. So, and when your knees come in, it'll get a bit closer. You just want these to feel like those single leg ones, that it's not a massive like strain. Let's go around in the other direction. So you've changed to the other leg if you're doing singles. Keep your knees stuck together. And we'll just do 1 or 2 more circles. And then leave our legs in a tabletop position. Or you've got an option to put one leg down, or you can do these with both legs down. We're going to do ab curls. So if in doubt, both feet down. In fact, do both feet or both legs up. Otherwise, we're going to get into a stew about singles. Okay, hands together. So your palms are kind of in prayer. Arms up to the ceiling. Let's just take a few breaths to settle our spine where it is. Bottom rib down. So ribs attached to the floor. Gap in your low back. Then take a breath in, and as you breathe out, we're going to reach up and over to the left of both legs. Your legs stay still. You're reaching right past your left thigh. So legs on the floor, same thing. Take a big breath here, and as you breathe out, reach your arms right over so they're reaching past your right thigh. Big breath in here, breathe out, reach to the other side. And then let's come down. Take a big breath in, breathe out, reach to the right. Breathe in, change to the left, reach. Breathe in, change to the right, and then lower down. Breath in again. Breathe out, go left. Right. Left. And lower. Go right. Breathe in to move. And lower. We're going to do 1 more each way. Feet can go on the floor if you like. So signs that your core is stopping working will be a neck strain, will be that you can't breathe properly. You might also feel just some other muscle really just screaming. Then just put your feet down. Last one. And then lower down. Let's bring one knee into your chest. Hold on behind the thigh. Pull that knee right in. Your low back will open towards the floor. It was pushed down into the floor and then feel like it's getting wider. Have a little roll from left to right. Keeping that knee pulled right in. Okay, let's do the other leg, which is the other side of our back. Knee pulled right in. And then a little roll. Okay, let's do a quick figure of four stretch. It's not very quick actually, but we still need to do the other side, the other one. So I'll do my right leg, right ankle over your left knee. Pull your left knee in towards you. So we're in a figure of four. Head should be down on your towel, chin tucked. You feel a stretch here over your right hip. Okay, then keep your right ankle attached to your left knee. You can let go behind your left leg, but now take your right foot down towards the floor. So the ankle still attached to the knee. So you're on the side of your left leg. And you're just going to try and keep your chest looking up at the ceiling. And push, not with your hand, but with the muscles in your leg, push your right knee away from you. So if you can manage more of a stretch here, we're going to add on more of an IT band stretch. You're going to reach with your left hand, get hold round your right toes. So your hand is cupping over your toes, and then stretch your right heel away. Right arm anchors yourself on the floor. So you're aiming for a straight leg, but it doesn't need to actually be straight. And you're pushing your heel away from you. Okay, let's bend that knee in, flip that whole lot up, right foot down, left ankle over your right knee. Let's pull the right knee in. Make sure your chin is tucked in. You're widening your left knee. And the stretch is here over the bent leg. So we're going to do that same stretch. You put your right foot down, flip the whole lot over so your right foot is on the floor, side of your right leg is on the floor. And you're pressing, not with your hand, your left knee away from you. Try and get your shoulders onto the floor. Okay, if you can add more, you're reaching forward, getting hold of your, what foot is it? Left foot, that's getting all tangled up. And then you press your heel away. You'll notice your sides here being different. Okay, let's bring that knee in, let's flip over, and we're going to go onto the other side to do the leg pulses. So you can just flip over, face the other way, or turn round. So we're in this side lying position, but then take your knees further back behind you. Stack your hips. Elbow underneath your shoulder. Lift out of that shoulder. Your top arm's going to go up to help you with that lift. Reach it right up. Waist should be lifted away from the floor. Stretch the top leg out. Push the heel away just slightly. And then lift that leg as high as it can go and pulse it there. So remember, you can be lying over your bottom arm, not being on this shoulder at all. You still want that reach up. So you still want that rib cage lift. And we're also in side plank, half side plank. Keep pulsing, or full side plank, not full size. Well, it's full size, full-sized side plank. Have a look at that foot and turn it so it's parallel to the floor. Keep that arm reaching up. ribs need to be tucked in here. So you might find your banana ring backwards. Keep your ribs pulled in towards your pelvis, not pelvis to ribs, ribs down. Okay, let's do about 5 more pulses. Okay, and then let's settle your hips down. Bend your knees, curl your bottom arm underneath you, reach your top arm forward. Stretch it right away and start to take it up. Reach it right up towards the ceiling and then turn so your thumb turns towards you and then behind you. Reaching up all the time, then take your arm back. So you're doing stretching your pecs. Remember, they pull your ribs up, so keep your ribs tucked in. And your arm will go less far back as soon as you do that. You can also pull your bottom shoulder in if you find your arm just going along the floor. There's lots of like slipping cheats that can make this look good, which are actually just not increasing the stretch at all. And then when you found your furthest back position of that arm, you're moving the thumb in an arc and finding the areas that are tightest. And if there's particularly tight bits, then just hang there, just moving small arcs over that place. Okay, let's bring that arm in. So we're going to turn towards the floor and flip your knees over. And then widen your knees with your toes tucked under. So there's a limit because then your feet will go sideways. So toes tucked under, heels up towards the ceiling. Okay, we're going to pelvic tilt here first. And as you move your pelvis, you'll feel different stretches in your inner thighs. And we're not looking for any particular pelvis position, but trying not to be too exaggerated dip down or too exaggerated tucked under. Let's turn back again. Okay, then walk your hands towards your knees and flip one knee up towards the ceiling so your foot goes flat on the floor. So that knee, not only is it going, well, it's going right up and it's trying to get over the heel, it pushes right out. And then bring that knee down and lift the other one up, pushing that knee back. Down and lift. So we're going to add on, take your arms off the floor, hands down, knee down, other knee up, sit back, so your hands are off the floor, all weight is on your legs. And there's more, so you just stay in the first one in all fours if you need your hands. Into this position, then lift up, reach both arms up to the ceiling and then side bend away from this stretching bottom leg, the knee leg. And then sit back, hands down on the floor, knee down, other knee up, lift up, push your hips forward, reach up, little bend backwards. Hands down, knee, knee, lift, reach, bend back. Big breath. We'll do one more each side. Okay, and then whichever foot you've got in front of you, bring it in front so we can use it to lift off. So you're going to bring it in front, get all your weight forward onto that front foot, Hover your back knee just off the floor, come up without your back shape changing, and step that foot in. Good, feet are going to go to hip width. And let's just roll our shoulders. We'll finish with a neck stretch. So we're going to let our shoulders drop right down away from our ears. Turn your palms out. Reach your fingertips away and drop your head over to one shoulder. Keep your jaw closed here. So teeth are touching. And then let your chin drop and your chin lift. So you're letting that head roll over the shoulder. Keep your fingertips pointing towards the floor, especially this opposite shoulder. Breathe, side ribs expand as you breathe in. They don't lift, shoulders don't lift. Okay, head up, head drops over to the other shoulder. Reach your fingertips away, palms up. Roll with your teeth closed. Breathe, expanding your side ribs. Trying to keep breath away from being a shoulder lift. Okay, and let's bring our heads up. Good, both arms up. Take a big breath in, stretch, stretch, try and touch the ceiling. And let's let that out. And roll up. And reach up, stretch. And then drop over your legs. Well done. So that was great.